Laptop is charged. Mm, mm, mm. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. So just when I was getting ready to come on, we have a power outage for 30 minutes. So I was supposed to come on 30 minutes ago. As soon as I hit live or about to hit live, that's when the power outage happened. So let's do an audio check. How's my audio? Audio is fine. Please let me know. Give me a thumbs up or comment in our chat box if our audio is fine. So I welcome everybody. Hello, Ati Verge. Good morning. Alan, Joseph, Wolf of Odin. Hello, welcome to our live. You will see me more on our live now. I will try to go live probably almost every day, but like I said, I was supposed to go live earlier, then power outage happened. So welcome to the Philippines. Hey, brother Jess, how are you? Are you feeling better? Are you well? So come on in. We have some fresh news and stuff. We got some fresh news. So 22 areas in the National Capital Region is under granular lockdown. 7 provinces are also in granular lockdowns. Granular lockdowns is different from lockdown itself. It's another type of lockdown. I have explained this last night from our live. It's another type of lockdown where a particular area is only doing the lockdown for example a particular street, a particular block that are on lockdown because somebody tested positive on that area. So it's kind of like a pizza pie. Only one slice got positive, infected with COVID-19. The other 7 slices, or let's say the 8 slices, are represented by different streets. To put it into perspective, one slice, each slices are representing a particular street of a neighborhood, and one street or one slice, somebody got tested positive in there, so that one slice only is going to be locked down and not the rest of the pie. I hope I explained it well. So Omicron in the Philippines is getting worse. Just today, we logged 10,000 plus cases. I'm not sure if this is Omicron, but for sure, it's already mixed still with Delta, that other variant. They even have a new variant now, the Florona. It's like, just Lord, no, it's like never ending variant of this virus. So it's really scary. But like I said, it's like even though they impose granular lockdowns, it's not the same lockdowns that we had last March 2022. Like everybody really shuts down, even though you don't have positive cases in your area, they will put you guys in lockdown. That's not the case anymore. What they are doing now, only areas with positive cases or a rising positive cases are going to be on granular lockdown, and not the whole country. So let us read your chats. You can make all the lockdown you want. It is just to make a fart in the water. Sorry, French expression. Omicron makes the rules. We just have to wait. Yep. Good morning. Hey, Joseph. Good morning. Hey, Wolf. Ati Verge. Good morning. Brother Jess. Good morning. Seriously need to know what exactly are the odds the Philippines will open for tourism in June. That's actually a good possibility, though. That's actually a good timeline. But what, like I keep saying on my live, I think the Philippines will open March the earliest, April the latest. So, but please don't take that seriously, or take it as what do you call this? Because just because I say March, April, it's going to happen. It's just my prediction, so it may happen, it may not happen. So, good morning, Eddie. Hey, Jeffrey. Good morning. Just healing, Eddie. It was tough. I know. It's like I hope you feel so much better soon, brother Jess. What are the odds? I was like, I really believe that the Philippines will open up for foreign tourists. The only question to that is when. Hope all people peeps is well. All is well, brother Jess. We haven't really been on LDR discussion since I think a week before Christmas, because Christmas rush, New Year's rush, and we will resume our LDR this coming Sunday. So I miss everybody in our LDR. So it's time to resume on the show. Wolf, I think we will be good for April. Yep, that's really a good prediction. How are you from UAE? Planning to go for vacation po to the Philippines, Maria? Feeling overwhelmed. Trip on February is getting closer. It is. It's like I actually already filmed a video on this, but I can give you guys a heads up over here. Starting January 8th, Hong Kong is banning the Philippines. They are imposing travel bans on countries. I actually posted this in our community that Hong Kong, let me read that. Uh Hong Kong bans flights from Philippines and seven other countries over Omicron threat. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam says flights from Australia, please take note of these countries: Australia, Canada, France, India, Pakistan, Philippines, UK, and US will be banned beginning January 8th. So I'm not, it's like I don't think, just like before when these layover countries are putting up travel ban on particular countries, in transit and layovers are not allowed as well. So if you guys have flights from January 8th going forward, and we'll have a layover in Hong Kong, coordinate with your airline what's up with this, what's the update, because they are putting travel ban on those countries. I doubt it, because now there's new variant. Girl from Cameroon got 12 infected in France. Oh wow, that's not good. Walang katapusan crisis, ay sinabi mo pati, Verge. Good evening. Hey Andy, good evening. How are you? The variant is causing havoc here in California, but deaths are very minimal and symptoms light, but they have it. Yeah, it's like they said it's kind of like the flu, a little worse than the flu, I think. But a lot of people have died on the flu also. And if it gets, it's like said, it's four times transmissible than Delta. Delta may be a lot stronger, and Omicron is a lot weaker, but the transmissibility of this variant is way faster than the Delta variant. So it's still alarming, and especially here in the Philippines, because we already have a local transmission here, and it's scary. Only thing to be afraid is this pesky variants. True. Houston got cases but seems to be normal living. Oo naman dyan, ate, parang wala lang. I'm just worried COVID-19 will ruin my chance to meet my girl. I hope not, Wolf. I really hope not. Miss the Eton squad, hope girls and PB are also well. Well, Polar Bear has been down the radar since yesterday. He's not feeling good. He said he feels blah, and he just feels run down and he's coughing. Hopefully that's not something serious, but his just resting, relaxing. Hopefully he's well enough to do the LD we have, so we can do the LDR discussion on Sunday. So when is the next LDR chat? On this coming Sunday, brother Jess. This Sunday. San Antonio getting hit hard with it. I have to wear mask again, which is no problem for me. Yep, it's everywhere. I think it's everywhere. Omicron is everywhere, and it's not really good actually. It's like we were almost there, you know. We were almost at the end of the line. It's kind of like a cycle. When we are almost at the end of the line to get back to normal, then a new bummer comes on. Have you guys noticed that? It's kind of like a cycle that we are when we are almost at the end of the line, a new bummer comes on and we start all over again. Just like this Omicron, you know? My sisters are recovering, but their kids are partying and traveling without a care in the world. No precautions taken. So also infected along with other nieces and nephews. Oh my gosh. By the way, I'm sure you had this topic before, but can you please tell me what happens if you test positive during your hotel quarantine? Do we shoulder the extended quarantine expenses? I have actually read something in one of the groups that I joined for stranded Filipinos. They are a couple. They tested positive during their swab test, and the Bureau of Quarantine says that they will be picked up, so they will be transferred to a different facility for isolation. But what happened? They wind up staying in the hotel where they're at, and they wind up paying for the hotel stay while they are healing, or while they are on isolation. According to the expenses that they incurred, it was around 190,000 pesos. That's like about $2,000 for hotel quarantine, hotel stay, food, and all that. So that's scary. But it's supposed to be when you test positive, the Bureau of Quarantine will be informed about that because they have all the tracks of your COVID 19 after you got swabbed. So they will be informed, and they should do their protocol when somebody tests positive. So you should be transferred in a quarantine facility, government quarantine facility, for isolation until you are healed, or until you have completed quarantine for positive patients. Wala ng pera ang government para sa ayuda, so lockdown is malabo. It's really true. Just like I think they are just doing the granular lockdown to control a specific area, not to spread the virus in other areas. That's what they are doing now. Like the Philippine president said, President Rodrigo Duterte, the Philippines cannot afford another lockdown again, just like what happened last March of 2020, because most of the budget were already spent for the pandemic. And granted that he already signed the 2022 budget, but most of it will go to the rehabilitation of cities that were struck by Typhoon Odette. So that's why I feel like the world just needs to reopen. We'll never know what happened to that. Tambal pera sa Omicron, tuba. Ha! Tuba, Jod. Tuba, Jod, Allen. Grabe si Allen. Tuba, Jod. So, this is what's going on in the Philippines. It says here, the total number of areas under granular lockdown in Metro Manila further increased to 22, said the Philippine National Police on Wednesday, while total nationwide rose to 29 amid rising cases of COVID-19. According to the PNP, 16 of the areas in Metro Manila were reported by Northern Police District or NPD. Five were from Manila Police District and one was from the Southern Police District. The NPD covers the city of Caloocan, Malabon, Navotas, and Valenzuela. Meanwhile, nationwide, apart from the 22 in Manila, Police Regional Office Memarupa reported six areas under granular lockdown while PRO Cordillera continues to have one. So these came amid continued rise in COVID-19 cases, which promoted the national government to place Metro Manila, Rizal, Bulacan, and Cavite under Alert Level 3. So just today, we logged 10,775 cases of COVID-19. So that I don't know if that's not included Alfonso Cavite. So there will always be a new variant, so just open the world for tourism and trust people will be smart about it. That's the problem. Some people are not smart about it. That is why we are back on square one because of what the people are doing too. They got complacent. They don't do they don't follow the safety and health protocol anymore. If you have heard the news, Wolf, there are travelers came from the US and unfortunately, they are Filipinos who breached the quarantine protocol, did not do quarantine or skipped their quarantine and just paid the hotel, went partying and infected 15 more people. So by the way, the update on that is uh Poblacion girl, including her parents, because what happened, they said with Poblacion girl, she went to her hotel, but her dad was there to pick her up, and her mom dropped her off on the fifth day for her swab test. So, day one, she wasn't even on her quarantine hotel, and she was dropped off on the fifth day for swab testing. So, pretty much, she only showed up during her swab test on the fifth day. And unfortunately, she tested positive. And it's the Omicron variant, they said. So then the other one also skipped quarantine, literally did not check in the hotel. It's like when she arrived at the airport, took a taxi, went to the hotel, and a vehicle is already waiting for her over there. And she went straight to her condominium unit, even bragging about it. The other one was also bragging that she's got connection, and the second girl was even scheduled a massage. So now President Rodrigo Duterte is going to enforce uh police power or police visibility in every hotel, in every accredited hotel for quarantines because of this so-called absentee quarantine packages that you pay an amount of money to skip quarantine. And it's funny because the hotel was even saying on the first case, the hotel was saying that they did not know that Poblacion girl skipped quarantine. They did not know that she was not even in her room. It's like they are lying right there and then because if you are in quarantine, your food will be sent to your room. So you're telling me they're not sending her any food and they don't really wonder where she's at, or if they allow food deliveries. Whenever you have food deliveries to hotels for quarantine, usually you drop it off the front desk, then the hotel staff is going to take it to your room. So anong bansa ang ban sa Pinas? There are 6 countries actually that are banned in the Philippines. Does that include Alfonso Avite? I'm not sure, Wolf. I heard about that, the woman that escaped quarantine. Oh, okay. Why does the government care if its citizen get COVID when they don't care if they starve to death? You actually got a point on there, old bastard. I think she and her family should face the law, whatever the Philippine government has decided it. Oh, they suspended the hotel where she was staying at and revoked their multiple status, or what was that? Multiple what? Multiple what was that, Beb? I forgot the term.
Uh, multiple use status, basically.
Yeah, something like that. So that's revoked, and for sure, there's all their staff over there just lost their job because of her. Sad, sad. Some people just have no common sense or care for others outside themselves. Yes, it is. It really sucks that, aside from she skipped quarantine, she infected others, and others lost their jobs because of that. So I don't know how can she
How
sleep.
about the new law they're trying to put into effect?
Oh, they are trying to pass a bill for quarantine violators to fine them 1 million pesos. The last time I heard it was 500,000 pesos, or in 6 months jail time. I think they're ramping it up to 1 million and 12 months jail time. So they are actually passing a bill on that because of absentee quarantine, because of these quarantine violators. Lawmakers are actually on the works for this particular bill to put it into law to penalize those who skip quarantine and disregard safety and health protocols. Oh my, a lot of uncertainty, especially that Omicron is a super spreader. It is a super spreader. Even if you test negative before your flight, there's a chance you get the virus during and after the flight. That is actually true. It doesn't mean, because being vaccinated does not guarantee you that you will not get infected. You will get infected whether you like it or not. You will only get the mild symptoms or the mild effect on it, but you can still be a carrier of the virus. And you can still infect somebody whether they are vaccinated or unvaccinated. So it is true, it is scary. Hello, Miss Addie. Do you think U.S. Embassy in Manila will shut down also? No, I don't think they will shut down, Daniel. Hey, brother Daniel, CEO of the Breakfast Club of the Hollywood Square. That's complete, huh? I don't think the U.S. Embassy is going to shut down. They will be on skeletal force again because of alert level 3. I think they are downsizing to 30%, 60%, or 30%. I think more on 30%, because the Bureau of Immigration are also downsizing on their workforce. So, did you guys get your interview date? Now I'm hesitant to go home after planning it for more than a year. Hi, buhay, parang life. Yes, it's like, because the Philippine guidelines, the Philippine protocols, Philippine travel restrictions are very unpredictable. It could literally change while you are on the plane on your way to the Philippines. And as soon as you land, whatever the new protocol is, that is what you follow, unfortunately. So that's how quick they could change a protocol in the Philippines. Just like when I'm doing this travel update, I will have this update today. After 8-12 hours, it will have another update that it has changed already. That's how drastic the changes of the protocols in the Philippines. What about hotel? Be take some blame too. The hotel is already suspended. The hotel where Poblacion Girl has stayed and skipped her quarantine is already suspended. The Department of Tourism has already suspended them and have revoked their permits. to operate. So they were served. See, this is what it says. The Department of Tourism suspends the accreditation of Berjaya Hotel Makati and revoke its permit as a multiple-use hotel following Poblacion Girl incident. The hotel was also fined twice the rate of its most expensive room. I wonder what is their most expensive room. So double that. That was their fine, aside from being suspended and aside from the revocation of their permit to operate. So they got nailed on that. Well, just like the president said, you can't put all the blame to the hotel, because if they impose strict, I know quarantine is very strict, but it has to be the Philippine government, a particular agency in the Philippine government should impose that rule. Their presence should be in the hotel, those hotels for quarantine, because they will be imposing the law. Because if the hotel are imposing those law that, hey, you can't go out, you can't do this and that, they can actually be charged of imprisonment. And they don't want that. Just like they said, the hotel staff, the owner, don't really have the power to implement the rules and regulation of the quarantine that's supposed to be whatever whoever manages the quarantine protocols in the Philippines should be the one present in every quarantine hotel or facility imposing the quarantine protocols, and not really the hotel. So it actually makes sense too. It seems Omicron is a lesser severe super spreader. It may be counterintuitive to institute lockdowns. It will offer some immunity against other variants and may end the COVID crisis. According to Okta research over here, the surge should be done by the end of this month. So because we are having the surge now, so it should be done by the end of this month. That's what they said. Yes, you are right about the hotel. So that's what the president was saying last night. So can't just really put the blame in the hotel, because like I said, they don't have the power to do that. They don't have the power to implement the quarantine protocol. But they are the accessory to the crime. If we put that into perspective, they are accessory to the crime when that traveler skipped her quarantine. So it sucks because their business got affected by one person who refused to do quarantine. It is. The Omicron seems to be a fast spreader variant. And with the holiday, people are gathering, celebrating holidays with friends and family. And now we felt the results of it already. What other country around the Philippines is open? Thailand is open, I believe. Vietnam. I don't think Hong Kong is going to open because they will impose travel ban starting January the 8th. So this is the latest in the Philippines with travel updates, quarantine protocols and stuff. But I have also filmed to give you guys a heads up. I have filmed because this could relate to those who are so afraid to be offloaded or have experience offloaded. I am a member of a particular group that shared her experience to successfully travel outside the Philippines. So Please keep an eye on that. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, Zachary. All hope all goes well. I really hope so too. I hope this will pass. We can move on again. It's like it's it just sucks. Plain and simple. It's like even here, even though the Department of Health is, I'm not saying that they are in denial, but medicines over here are running out, especially fever medicine, flu medicine. You can't get that from any pharmacy over here. According to DOH, according to the Department of Health, there is really no shortage on that. It's just that there's a delay on the shipment for some reason. That's what they said. So I'm hoping they are telling the truth and nothing but the truth. Hang on. I will find some questions here. Oh, she called today. So if you guys have questions, feel free to list that on our chat box. I am just checking something. Sure, husband English or American? He's American, Ronald. Get vaccinated, wear mask, live your life. Yeah, it's like uh we gotta live with the virus because this is not going anywhere anytime soon. So we have to find a way to live within it because it's gonna be there for a while. The new variant is more contagious, but it is similar to a mild cold, runny nose, sore throat, body aches. Thus, this may well result in the end of COVID. That's a good possibility. So we shall see what's the result of this. Actually, this is not the only variant right now. They have the Florona. Hang on, let me check that new variant, COVID. So they have the Florona. They said, I think, the IUH. That's a new variant. So, excuse me, the Omicron. So, oh, sorry, I'm getting sleep. It's like those are the three new variants: Omicron, Florona. The Florona is a combination of flu and uh coronavirus. So it just keeps. Did you hear about the new variant in France? The new
The
it's
IU or
the IHU. Yeah, it's like it's the IHU. That's really not no. So yep, I've heard about that. Bakit ang Pinas walang travel ban sa mga countries na maraming they have. They actually right now their travel ban countries is six, but they do have the Philippines is doing it differently because they put these countries on green lists that are low risk with COVID-19 and put countries on yellow list with high risk of COVID-19. And those countries, territories, and jurisdictions varies on respective quarantine protocols that you have to follow. If you're coming from the yellow list, you will have longer quarantine. If you're coming from the green list, you will have shorter quarantine. So it really depends where you're coming from, because the Philippines has color coding when it comes to labeling countries, whether they are on low risk, medium risk, high risk, or critical risk. So that's how they do it. I will try to be on for an hour or less. So if you guys have questions, please comment it in our chat box. Oh, hey, hobo, hobo, hobo. There is now hobo variant. It doesn't do anything but floats under the water. That's our hobo. How are you, hobo? When will the Philippines open for international tourism? There is no announcement to that yet. Abdul. Hey, Floyd. Good morning. Oh, my brothers are here. Daniel, Hobo, and Floyd. They are my adopted brothers. How are you guys? It's totally useless to travel ban because look what happened. Yes, a population girl. Exactly. It's like there are some who are insensitive about it. COVID is RNA type virus. Mutation is very easy, not like DNA based virus. It will always mutate. The most easily spread will always be dominate, eliminating the other variant. So, analyzing what you said, Omicron will be more likely going to kill Delta. I'm still waiting for my 9A visa. Cool. Waiting for the 9A visa. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm now giving up hope on going to the Philippines. Oh, no. It will open. Many people over here are getting the flu. It's that season too, you know. If it's when it's winter time in the States, flu season is on. I mailed all the paperwork before January 1st. So, you did not went through the new system, the online system then. It's like the seasonal flu virus. We likely get a vaccine for it once a year if we choose, but still life goes on. We don't shut everything down, destroy the country economy or folks' lives. That's actually true. It's like it's like every year we get flu shots in the States. Well, you have a live chat Sunday? Yes. LDR discussion will finally resume this coming Sunday. So we will have our LDR discussion again. Done. Philippines is ruined. Even when it opens up, it will be years, if ever, before to return pre-pandemic times. Vaccines work, but this is now an endemic, not going away. Yeah, it's like I don't really think we are going to go back to normal pre-pandemic because we have adjustments to do because of what happened during the pandemic time. We have to follow certain rules now. It's like, unlike in the States, I know in the States at one time, you guys did not even have to wear masks. But also over there, you can't force the citizen to wear masks because that is against the rights or freedom. But here in the Philippines, it's different because you can actually get penalized if you are not wearing your mask. If you get caught wearing your mask, not wearing your mask, I mean. And now they are even going to enhance regulation to those who are unvaccinated to limit their mobility. So, unvaccinated individuals over here are not going to have the freedom of going everywhere if you are unvaccinated. Those who are vaccinated can still do their thing. But if you are unvaccinated, you will have your mobility is going to be limited. You can only go out if it's for essential stuff that you need to do. 2 years later, in the Philippines shows no sign of opening to tourists. It's staggering. At least allow vaccinated travelers, even with a 14-day mandatory quarantine. I would still go with my girlfriend. I know, Aaron. I don't know why they don't open for foreign tourists. I did not do the online method on purpose. Online is just another extra step in the process. Did they receive it already? Can Philippine citizens allowed to leisure travel to Thailand? Are they allowed back in the Philippines? It's like the Philippines don't deny their citizens when they are coming back as long as you are a Philippine passport holder. Even if Thailand will be on the red list in the Philippines, Filipino citizens are still allowed to go back in, but not on regular flights because regular flights will be suspended if a country is put on the red list of the Philippines. Filipino citizens are still allowed to go back, but you have to be one of those government initiated flights or government organized flights. It's hard to travel. I'm not discouraging you guys not to travel. It's still your prerogative. If you want to travel, that is your option. But it's more like a pain traveling with all these restrictions, rules, implementation, and all that. Good morning, good evening, Eaton Squad from very cold Edina, Minnesota. Oh my God, what's the weather there, Gary? Thank you for that information. You're very welcome, Aaron. How cold it is? Where you guys at right now and how cold it is? Me, I don't know what's the weather actually. I don't know what's the weather in the Philippines right now. Probably 80, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I was going to try to meet my girlfriend in Thailand. I am actually I just filmed earlier, Aaron, from unexperienced, legit experience, actual experience of a Filipina who flew to Thailand to meet her fiance. Actually, when she was at the airport, she said there were two Americans over there. They are fiancés of Filipino citizens who just found out that their girlfriends were offloaded. They just found that out when they arrived in Thailand. So they changed 9A visa to online now. Yes, initial process will be online, and when it's pre-approved, then you can submit all the original documents to them. Constantly changing and ever more dictatorial rules. There is no way I want to put myself under that sort of regime. They receive it on last day possible. The Philippines only cares about remittances from overseas Philippine foreign slaves. It's their main source of revenue. I don't really want to call them slaves, to be honest. It's like 22 Fahrenheit in 4th Kent, Maine. Ay, ay, ay. Offloaded, what does it mean? They were denied to leave the Philippines to go abroad. That's what offloaded means.
Means they weren't allowed to board the plane.
Yep, they were not allowed to board the plane. I will pay 10,000 ransom for an SRV visa if things don't loosen up soon. Cool. It's like foreign nationals. It's like we all know foreign tourists is not allowed to enter the Philippines yet, there are actually options for you guys to see your other half. First is if you can fly your asawa, your girlfriend, your friend's fiance to go abroad and meet there. The second one is online wedding. Online wedding is actually recognized in the Philippines, and we actually have subscribers even if they have not met in person. Andy is here. So Andy, we did an interview with Andy and Catherine. They did the online wedding. Andy actually just got back in the US from the Philippines. He was here for like 80 days, right, Andy? And the other option is SRRV, because SRRV doesn't really require for you to be married to a Filipina. If you are 50 years old and above, you can actually avail for the SRRV. Before used to be that you have to be in the Philippines in applying it. Now they have changed the system on that as well. You can now do your initial application at the Philippine Consulate abroad. Then they will issue you a 9A visa so you can enter the Philippines legally. Then finish or complete your application for SRRV here in the Philippines. Thursday, negative 26. Friday, negative 28. Holy smokes. Why is your weather like that, Gary? All yours, Gary. I miss the warm weather in the Philippines. Oh, yeah. Thanks again. You're welcome, Aaron. Traveling is fine as long as you follow the rules and regulations. Actually, yes. As long as you, no, like I said, I'm not discouraging you guys to travel. If that's your option, that's your discretion. And like in the Philippines, you may think that it's really, it's such a hassle with all the protocols the Philippine government is imposing. It's actually not. You'll be surprised when you get to the Philippines how smooth and how organized they are at the airport. If you just present them documents that they ask, your process will actually go smoothly. And they have the Coast Guard there, police force that will help you guys, airport staff, airline staff that will assist you if you don't know anything. So they are very helpful. So it's still suspended for 35 years and above for retirees. Yes. I think SRRV is for 50 years and up, right, Beb?
Yes.
Yes, so yes, 80 days. I love it so much. I'm glad you had fun over here, Andy. I used to be SRRV, 35 years old, were eligible. Oh, what happened, Aaron? Grab a big sweeper and clean it there. Okay. Send your young woman to Kuwait or KSA to send money home and they are abused. Passports taken and poor treatment. Sorry, utang na loob forces this behavior. Good evening. Hey, good evening, John. How are you, John? Long time no hear. Mm-mm. Mhm. So I have 12 more minutes. 12 more minutes before we wrap this up. If you guys have questions, uh, did Vincent get married yet? It's like, no, I don't think he can enter the Philippines yet. So, and I don't think they are going for the online wedding route as well. So, good evening sa iyo dyan sa Pinas from Ryan. Hey Ryan, good evening to you. We will have LDR on Sunday, Hobo. From what I understood, a 35-year-old retiree was able to get SRRV, but that was suspended some time ago because of the influx of Chinese Korean gamblers. Oh, now it's 50 years old and above, Aaron. That's the required age. The problem here in Pinas is corruption that caused all this chaos. True. I think this was suspended prior to the pandemic and was being reviewed. Yeah, right now I think the application for SRRV is for 50 years old and above. 50 years old and above. Wait, what happened? Why am I black? Okay, we're back. For some reason, my internet is messing with me. It's oh there it is. There's a bunch of messages already. Sorry about that. I will start reading. It's my internet is messing with me. Sorry about that, guys. Uh, internet was messing up big time. So I will try to catch up. Okay, here it is. Makakabalik po ba yung mga apo dito sa Canada sa February 3? Bakit naman po hindi? Basta kumpleto lang yung papeles. Sorry guys, Philippine internet signal is our internet is messing up right now. Do we even have internet? What is like going on? Sorry about that, guys. It's internet. Philippines on January 14. Hope everything's gonna be okay. Yes, 5 days pa rin for fully vaccinated coming from the yellow list. I'm on slow mo. So either marry online or apply SRRB, then do quarantine whenever you get there. Yes, actually, yes. What is going on? There's no, the internet is so, my god. I don't really know what's going on with our internet. It's messing up right now. It's even delayed. I'm waiting for the internet to come back. Right now we are even in slow mo. Hello? It's like there's a delay or something. Yeah, my signal is terrible. Hey, what's going on with the internet? I'm very far from the router, Hobo. Our router is in the living room. I'm in the bedroom, literally. So it will be a little harder. Oh my God, why is this happening? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. It's like this internet is so bizarre. It's not loading right. I apologize for that. So like I said, I'm very far from the router. Hi, looks like my internet is not cooperating. You've got to be kidding. What's going on?